Hey everyone, Kaser. Welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Continuing on in the second half of this limited time Holidays at Hogwarts Questline. Now if I go here and then I click the little eye at the top there where it says rewards, you have 3.5 days remaining to get this done. My friends and I are going to be throwing a party for the teachers at Hogwarts, as well as giving them gifts. It's the Christmas break, so most of the school is away, and we want to do something very nice for them. But while we are waiting to have the teachers finish for the day, so we can actually set up the party and the decorations and stuff, I'm playing a game called White Hippogriff. Basically, if you watch the first video, you'll see what's going on. Click the ad on the top right if you like, or I'll leave a link in the description below. We'll have to be very careful from here on out. Filch nearly caught us in his office. Luckily, we were able to find the gifts for the White Hippogriff before he and Mrs. Norris showed up. We can exchange the gifts, then start decorating the ballroom for the teachers' Winter Wonderland party. I'm glad you two made it out okay.
Oh.
Filch never stood a chance against the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Still, we better be careful and lie low for now. But once the coast is clear, we can decorate the ballroom for the Winter Wonderland party. Exactly. I can't wait to see it. We have such lovely trees to trim for Madame Hooch and glittering ice for Professor Dumbledore. As well as all these delicious cakes and treats for Professor Flitwick. They're gonna love it. But for now, it's time to play my favorite holiday game, White Hippogriff.
Huh?
What are the rules again? It's simple. On your turn, you open a present. Then, you can choose to keep it, or swap it for someone else's. Does that mean we might wind up without a present? The presents get traded around some, but we'll all get something in the end. Why don't you start by opening a present, Ben? Pick the gift that looks most appealing to you. I wonder what I'm gonna get. I am really curious. Which one's he gonna pick? Alright, I've opened my gift, and it's... Exploding Snap! You seem quite excited, Ben. I am. I quite like Exploding Snap. It's my turn now. And I choose to steal... Thanks, Ben, for the Exploding Snap. Alright, since Rula has stolen, that means it's Ben's turn to open another gift.
Aha!
Of course you would steal my game. That's how the game works. Rula stole your gift, so now it's hers, and you open another one.
Aha!
It's fine, but I'd rather not. I wouldn't want to get it stolen as well. It's alright, Ben. You get to open another present. It could be even better. Yeah, calm down, Copper. It's just a game. Don't tell me to calm down, Marilla. Don't be upset, Ben. It's only a game. Marilla can give it back to Exploding Snap. Can't you, Marilla? What? Isn't stealing part of the game? But you're upsetting Ben. Just give it back and let's move on. Move on? If he's upset, then that's his problem. I'm following your rules, Penny. I didn't do anything wrong. But the game is supposed to be fun. If Ben's not having fun, something's wrong with the game.
Huh?
What do you think, KC? Should Marilla give back the gift? Yes? No? It is the rules. If Ben's upset, that's on him, in my opinion, so... No, I don't think she should give back the gift. It's only a game, Ben. It's fine. Let's just move on. You're still clearly upset, and I thought this would be a good time, but it's going all wrong. Give it back, Marilla. But I'm playing by the rules. I shouldn't get punished just because Copper's acting like an infant. Why do you always have to be such a bully? A bully? You're the one who insisted on playing this game in the first place. I'm sick of all you always turning me into a villain, especially after all I've done for you today.
Oh.
Sometimes it seems like you'll take any opportunity to do something mean-spirited, Marilla. If that's what you really think of me, I might as well have some fun.
Oh.
Incendio. Oh! Marilla! Merry Christmas! Oh, the sculptures are gone, and the trees! She ruined everything! No, I was the one who got upset first, and Marilla has a point. This is my fault. I should go.
Oh.
Ben! All I wanted was to do something nice for the teachers, and now the Hogwarts holidays are ruined. We still may be able to do something for the teachers, Penny. It's not too late.
Oh.
But it won't be perfect. There isn't enough time to fix everything. We'll think of something. I'm a little surprised to hear you say that, Penny. You're never like this. This was important to me, Casey. After all the work our friends have done, I'd hoped to use our extra time together for a bit of fun, just for us.
Oh.
Now our game and the teachers' winter wonderland party are ruined. I wanted one thing to go right for this holiday, but now it's all gone wrong. But Penny, the holidays aren't over yet. Ben and Marilla are upset, but perhaps if I talk to them, I can figure out a way to set things right. At the very least, perhaps I can still bring us all together again. And if we're together, I'm sure we'll think of a way to make this an unforgettable Christmas for us all. This is really on Ben, man. This is really on Ben. I said no to give the gift back, and it didn't matter. Then Penny got all, hey, you should give it back, and then of course Marilla got upset. So it's on Ben and Penny. If he wasn't acting like an infant, you, Ben, then everything would have been fine. This is your fault. Ben, are you alright? The white hippogriff game really went around the bend. You seem quite upset. I feel terrible. I ruined everything. All of Penny's Christmas plans. Yes, you did. First the white hippogriff game, then the winter wonderland. Do you really think it's all your fault? All the people who were involved in what happened. Marilla wouldn't have burned out a tree if I hadn't gotten so upset over the white hippogriff. But you have a point. What do you think I should do? Should I wait it out, apologize, or try to blame Marilla? Wait it out? I think you should apologize. It was all Marilla's fault. Surprisingly, they actually have the right answer, in my opinion. He should apologize. I think it would help if you apologize. Penny would appreciate that. Perhaps you're right. Penny's quite forgiving, but instead of apologizing for my part in this, I just ran off. Everyone's a little touchy around the holidays. But why do you think Marilla stealing a gift in the white hippogriff exchange bothered you so much? I've been thinking a lot about why I acted the way I did. I don't fully understand it. Perhaps you can help me make sense of my reaction. Then we can salvage our holiday together. Maybe it's like a family thing. Or maybe it's a gift he had when he was young or something. It's gotta be something. It sounds like Exploding Snap meant a lot of you in the past. Yes, I used to play it all the time, and when I did, I didn't feel afraid or worried. It was a relief, because nearly everything else used to scare me.
Aha!
But when I played Exploding Snap, I felt brave. That must be why it bothered you so much when Marilla stole it. She was taking that feeling away from you. Exactly, I suppose I felt embarrassed and a little homesick. It's daft, I know. It isn't daft at all. It is a bit odd. Oh, it's not daft at all. It's not daft. Lots of people get attached to games that toys we played when we were younger. Thanks for saying so. You're quite easy to talk to, Casey. I feel like I could tell you anything. It does seem like you're feeling a little better. I'm feeling much better, thank you. I do wish I could make it up to Penny somehow, but it may be too late to save the party. Perhaps not. Talking helped you make you feel better, but Marilla is a different story. Still, we proved once already that, when we all work together, we can accomplish quite a lot.
Aha!
It'd be quite kind of you to help. If you could patch things up with Marilla, it would mean a lot to Penny, and me. Then I head off to talk to Marilla now. We may still be able to throw the party for the teachers and make this unforgettable holiday for us all. Are we still going to have to do or remake the ice sculptures though? And the trees are melted too. Or burned or whatever. Casey, I wonder if you were angry with me for ruining Penny's Winter Wonderland party decorations. Of course, Ben ruined her white hippogriff gift exchange by being a little brat. But everyone forgives him, I'm sure. I just talked to Ben. He was quite upset, Marilla. I'm sure he made me into the villain like he always does. So, are you here to duel the villain who destroyed the Penny surprise party for the teachers? If that's what it takes, I just want to talk. I'm here to talk, Marilla. I just want to understand what happened back there. What happened is, you all turned me into the villain, just like you always do. No one seemed to notice that I've been helping out all day. You did help, but some might say you overreacted a bit after the white hippogriff. Copper was the one who messed up the game. I always followed the rules, and he got all out of sorts. You were the only one who understood that. I spoke with Ben, actually, and there's more to the story than we realized. If I explain his reaction, perhaps then we can make amends and save the holidays for our friends. Ben shouldn't have reacted the way he did. Marilla, well, she's got a bit of a short temper, so... Fine, I understand the cop had a special connection to Exploding Snap. And I stirred up some old feelings when I took the gift away from him. He could have spoken up from the beginning though, but I suppose it's alright that he has said something eventually. And I realize you're tired of people assuming the worst of you. It's not a nice way to treat you, especially during the holidays. Thank you, Casey. It's quite hard being so gifted and powerful. And even though he's playing by the rules, I'll get a gift back to Ben. I'm sure I can find another one anyway. Now that we're on the same page, do you think you'd be willing to help us set up the Winter Wonderland party? But nothing's left. Which wanted trees, which I burned, which then melted all of Dumbledore's ice. I kinda destroyed the whole thing, Casey, or most of it at least. You did, but it's not too late to salvage some parts of it, especially if we work together. We can accomplish quite a bit when we work together. Just look at this tree. It's a nice tree. Should I take a screenshot? That's too late. Of course, the more I stopped helping with the teachers, you get to decorate a massive tree on broomsticks. It must have been fun. It's not too late to have more fun together and save this holiday for our friends. What do you say? Will you join us and help us salvage the Winter Wonderland party? Oh, alright. I'll see what I can do. Brilliant. Before we get started, we need to talk to Penny. We may not have much time to make the perfect Wonderland she has in mind. But if we all work together, we can still make this an unforgettable holiday at Hogwarts. So on to Penny. And I think that's the last person. Yeah, I think we've gone through everybody. Penny, look who's here. I worked things out with Ben and Marilla, and we're ready to salvage what we can of the Winter Wonderland. I'm sorry when I ran the bend during the white hippogriff. It's a long story, but Marilla gave me back the Exploding Snap, which she didn't have to do. And the point is, I feel much better now. Honestly, what's one game of Exploding Snap? And I suppose I shouldn't have acted so severely. Sometimes I forget my own strength. We're all together again, and there's still time to have some fun and save the holiday while we're at it. So what do you say, Penny? Should we give our Winter Wonderland party a second chance? I don't know. It's nice that you're all in such good spirits, but I've been getting started on next year's coursework. Perhaps it's best to wait until January for Christmas, like my parents said. I know this holiday didn't turn out exactly as you planned. But we still have each other, and isn't that what the holidays are about? Spending time with those who you love? You're right. I'm sorry for calling you a bully, Marilla, and I'm sorry for forcing all this on each of you. You didn't force anything. We wanted to help. We still do, and now that we are together again, we can. That's quite sweet of you, but I'm a little embarrassed. I still feel like this was all my fault. Don't take all the credit. You forget, I'm the one who burned the trees and melted the ice. And I'm the one who got upset over a silly game, so perhaps I'm the one to blame. I suppose all three of us got a little worked up. Thank you all for coming to talk with me. I feel much better. So, you're done blaming yourself? The truth is, I was quite upset to learn I wasn't going home for the break. I've been homesick for months. The holidays are a special time for my family. Everyone pitches in, and it's always so wonderful. I thought if I could make this perfect surprise for the teachers, I wouldn't miss home so much. Even if it's too late to make it perfect, we can still make it special, and we can do it together. You wanted to show the teachers your appreciation with the Winter Wonderland. And now that we're together, I'm sure we can think of some way to do that. You're right, Casey. I'm just not sure where to begin. Let's put our heads together and come up with ideas for how to restore Winter Wonderland. It's decided, since Marula used her lessons to burn the trees, we can use ours to repair them. Reparo will fix the branches on Professor Hooch's trees. And Glacius will help us freeze the water again, since Dumbledore loves glittering ice. If we pour it on the floor just like this and freeze it, we'll have a beautiful frozen lake. And since Flitwick's cakes and treats are in good shape, we really can carry them into the ballroom. I'll hold the doors. There's a spell that can make it snow too, I think. Perhaps we should avoid that this year. I had some bad luck with that spell in the past. You know, this is quite a good plan for restoring the Winter Wonderland party. You're right, Casey. The party may not be perfect, but it will still be special because we did it together. Brilliant! Let's bring all the stuff in the ballroom now and start decorating. It is nearly time for the party. So that is part 3, which means we're 75% done. Give me my gems. Thank you. As for part 4, you and your friends will pull together to save your Winter Wonderland for the teachers, but a run-in with Filch may put the party in jeopardy. Oh no, that's horrible. But I'm assuming it's not going to matter, and we're going to get everything still good. But we'll have to wait for 4 hours to see what's going to happen. Yeah, we're now in the ballroom, and we're trying to repair everything and get everything ready for the party. Reparo! Or is it Reparo? I never know how to pronounce things. I guess it will work pretty well. Didn't do anything, did it? And actually it grew some branches. Engorgio. I really can't tell if that worked either. Well, it's not quite perfect, but it's not half bad. Casey restored the branches on Madame Hooch's tree with Reparo. And Ben used Glacius to refreeze the water, so now it looks like a frozen lake for Dumbledore. And thanks to Penny's candles, the ice is glittering, just like Dumbledore likes. And thanks to my Engorgio, the cakes and treats will take Flitwick weeks to finish. You're all welcome. Now that the party's set, we can finally track down the teachers. We'll present the Winter Wonderland and explain as a thank you for all they've done for us throughout the year. They'll be so pleased to see it and receive their gifts. Which reminds me, after everything that happened, I still need to find a gift for Dumbledore. I just wish I'd found something better than the self-supporting socks in Filch's office. Don't worry. Since we finished so quickly here, we may have a little time to look for a different gift for Dumbledore. I'm sure we can find something exciting. Let's go. What? Oh, I think it's Filch. Not so fast. You got no fireworks to help you escape this time. I don't know what all this is, but I don't like the look of it. I roused up the teachers, and they're all waiting outside. It is time for you to come along and accept your punishment. Oh no. All that work, just to get in trouble? I knew I shouldn't have gotten involved in this. So much for the holidays. I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't think Filch would find us. The last thing I wanted was to get us in trouble and upset the teachers right before the holiday break. Perhaps we should follow Filch now and go hear what he's told them? That's it! if the teachers are upset, it's because Mr. Filch is painting everything in a negative light. We broke into his office to steal something. I'm sorry, but I think we deserve some kind of punishment. If we come get them to see the winter wonderland we've made, perhaps the teachers will forgive us. Will they, though? I maintain the fact that if we just sat in the Sphinx Club and waited, we'd be fine. Mr. Filch would have no idea about stuff. Why can't I get out of here? Am I trapped? Because I'm fine with that. There's a lot of food. And all that other stuff. I really can't get out. How do I... Oh, it's on the back. Okay. I was looking from the sides. I caught these Emily students hiding in the ballroom. I saw damaged trees and ice. Now all over the floor. Thank you, Mr. Filch. I will take it from here. Mr. Casey, I'll admit I was surprised to hear Mr. Filch's report after he was so helpful in the Great Hall. If you just let us explain, Professor Dumbledore. After all, it's the holidays. If you listen, you'll hear how hard we've been working to make this one special. If there's any explanation for what Mr. Filch has told us, I'm sure I would like to hear it. You better make this good, Casey, or the holiday is ruined, and all of our work was for nothing. Perhaps if I tell you the whole story, Professor Dumbledore, you'll understand anything we've done. I'm sure it's fine. From all you've said, I understand there is more to the story than we've heard so far. For that reason, I will withhold judgment for now. Thank you, Professor Dumbledore. You won't regret it. But I've told you all they've done wrong, Professor Dumbledore. Punishment is due. Though Mr. Casey has admitted you're breaking several rules, it may not have been done with malice. I would like to see all that is to be seen before I make any final decisions. You did it, Casey. So, you'll come with us into the ballroom, Professor Dumbledore? To be honest, I'm quite interested to see what the fuss is about. Before you go, you should know it's not exactly what we had in mind when we started. Far from it. But follow us into the ballroom, and we'll show you what we've been working on. It is finally time to reveal the holiday surprise we've been hoping to give you. We do hope you all like it. I still think a punishment should be in order for what I did, but you know what? If I can get off without nothing, I'll take it. Ooh. I like how everybody rushes to the snacks. That's what I'd be doing. Oh. That actually looks pretty nice. Trees are a little bit sparse, but what can you do, right? My word! What is all of this? It is a party of some sort, but for whom? It's for you, you big lugs. So, this is what you wanted to show us, Mr. Casey? Yes, happy holidays, professors! We wanted to celebrate by giving something back to all of you, who give us so much throughout the year. It's a season of giving, after all. So, we spent some time with each of you in order to learn your favorite part of the holiday season. We have glittering ice for Professor Dumbledore, who loves the winterscape. We were going to make sculptures, but the ice melted. But Ben used glaciers to freeze it again, and now it's a frozen lake. And the trees we got from our hooch were in bad shape, and Casey used her power to restore them. And all these cakes and treats for Professor Fleur were small, but I used Goju to make them huge. Penny lit these candles to make the ice glitter, not to mention, this was really all of our idea to begin with. We wanted to give back to those who give us the most year round, and that's you. As you can tell, we had some issues along the way, so it's not exactly what we had in mind. But we worked together and overcame our difficulties. And we'd like to present you your very own Winter Wonderland party. My word! And that's not all. we've already exchanged gifts ourselves, so now it's your turn.
Ah.
Gifts? I wasn't expecting to get a gift.
Oh.
You shouldn't have.
Oh.
Though I have to admit, I am quite curious to see what mine will be. We wanted to show you how much you mean to us, so we got you these tokens of appreciation. No, isn't that sweet? I think it turned out, well, not very good, in terms of how it looks, I'll be honest. But it's a thought to count, right? And it might be 8 hours, but you know what? It's the final quest before we wrap this up.
Oh.
I must say, I'm quite impressed with this bottle of gilly water. It's my favorite drink, you know.
Oh.
And this may be the finest bottle I've tasted in years.
Ooh.
And this broomstick is absolutely stunning. A silver arrow, it is a remarkable broom.
Ah.
It brings back many fond memories. This is what we've been preparing, and why we've been sneaking around the castle. Yes, we were doing all we could to make this the perfect holiday for all of you. Or as close to it perfect as possible, given a few minor setbacks. I know you wanted this party to be perfect, and I am quite impressed with it exactly as it is. Things really turn out exactly as we might hope. The holidays are about making the most of the time you have with those you love. You clearly knew this in your heart all along, as you worked so hard together as friends, no matter what. Thank you, Professor Dumbledore.
Oh.
I'm sorry we weren't able to find a gift for you before the party began, Headmaster. We were headed out to do just that when Mr. Filch discovered us. Actually, I do have something. As you said, Professor Dumbledore, it may not be the most perfect gift, but it is what I have to give, and I'd like to mark this occasion. So, your gift is this pair of Merlin's self-supporting socks. Oh my, what a marvelous pair of socks! They're exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Mr. Casey. I will cherish them for years to come. Phew, I'm so glad you like them. I was sure they might not be exciting enough. I am honored by how much thought you've put into this gift. It is even more special as a result. And I'd like to thank you all for this splendid party. You must know how much it means to each of us that you use your school lessons to accomplish this feat. We work hard to help you become the witches and wizards we know you can be. That's why I wanted to do this for you, Professor Dumbledore. Does this mean we're not punished? The four of you broke several school rules today. However, you've also demonstrated a remarkable commitment to your studies and to one another. And as a thank you for your tireless efforts, I will forgo any punishments, so we might as well enjoy this party together. Thank you, Professor. I only wish we could have done more. Yeah, I'm glad you like your gifts, especially as the party leaves a little something to be desired. Then perhaps something special can be done in return for all of you that you've accomplished here. Teachers, shall we?
Ooh.
Of course.
Oh.
Let's. Wow, what's happening? It's so neat! Oh, it's snowing! They fixed everything! I guess their magic is definitely stronger than ours. And to top it all off... Whoa! What the frick is happening? It's a massive tree! There we are! How stunning! I probably could have done that too, if I'd had time, but it is quite nice. It's brilliant. Professor Dumbledore, Madame Hooch, Professor Flitwick, thank you.
Ah.
We're the ones who should be thanking you, Mr. Casey.
Ooh.
Don't forget, the tree wouldn't have looked half as beautiful if I hadn't had your help. You helped us all today, and the holidays at Hogwarts will be all the better for your efforts. As a reminder of all you've accomplished, I've placed a special sweater in your dorm room, from me to you. May it keep you warm and cozy like our memories of today.
Aha!
Happy holidays, Miss Hayward, Miss Snide, Mr. Copper, and of course, Mr. Casey. Ah, yeah, the ugly sweater. That's great. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an accomplishment for that. Under the achievements. And I think it was a year 2, if I remember. I'm still missing that one. Yeah, here we go. And there used to be a year 1 as well, I think. I'm not sure. Here it is. Christmas at Hogwarts. Apparently that one is no longer in the game. They removed it, and now everybody's starting off that's a new player. We'll get this one instead. Holiday at Hogwarts. Alright, what does this sweater look like? There it is. Oh, it has an animation. Okay, we'll do that for now. Alright everybody, well that is it for the Holidays at Hogwarts questline. If you've been playing it or maybe followed along with these last 2 videos, what did you think of all this? Did you enjoy just how everything went down? Do you like the final prize? Let me know down below, and I will see you with probably a story chapter next. Move forward next week in Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.